Hi, my name is Andrew. I'm an average lifter. The criteria that I give myself to consider myself an average lifter is that I exercise and participate in nutrition for the purposes of bettering my lifestyle, to be more active and healthy, to look strong, to feel strong, and because I enjoy exercising as a hobby. I do not in any way at this moment participate in any elite performance or professional fitness related endeavors, though it's something that I am open to. So, because of that criteria, I do consider myself to be average. I want to be healthy, I want to look good, I want to feel good, and I think the average person who goes to the gym wants that. If you need more information on what this project is, week 1 will have all of those answers for you, so go check that out. But in any case, let's move on to our questions for this week. How am I feeling at the current moment? At the current moment, I'm not doing too bad. I'm feeling pretty calm and relaxed, which is a nice feeling after the past few weeks. I wouldn't consider myself to be too depressed or down or anything, which is also a nice thing considering the past few weeks. So I really can't complain. I'm not feeling too bad. How am I feeling about training this week? Training this week has been okay. It's been a little bit difficult to adjust to my new schedule now that I got promoted at my job. So training and finding the time and figuring that out has been kind of difficult, and kind of the timing of if I'm training right after work or later in the night or early in the morning. Still experimenting with that for the time being, so it's not perfect, but it's certainly a work in progress. In terms of the actual feeling of exercises, everything has been moving pretty well, and dieting down and maintaining all my strength and muscle. I'm starting to feel the effects of less food, but still feeling strong. So, yeah, training's not too bad. It's not perfect, though. How am I feeling about nutrition this week? I've got to say, nutrition has been going really well. I've been a little bit high in fat and carbs here and there. And by high, I mean 5 to 10 grams above, which is minutia to a degree. When we're hitting like the 10 grams, I'm like, okay, let's like calm down. But a couple grams, 5 grams of carbs extra to what I've been allotted is not going to be detrimental. So I really can't complain about nutrition either. I think I've been doing pretty well. I've been working around life and social things as well. So I'm pretty happy with how I've managed to attack those, especially on the weekend, because that's been an issue the past couple weeks. So yeah, pretty good. Any injuries at the moment? At the moment, no injuries physically. However, I have an ear issue. There's some sort of fluid earwax situation. I probably need to get that sucked out and figured out, but it's definitely been inconvenient, I guess is the word I'll use. So that's the closest thing to an injury. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much did I enjoy training this week? In terms of enjoyment of training, I'm going to give myself an 8.5 out of 10. I have been enjoying the training. So, yeah, there's nothing really to complain about there. It's been fun. I've been enjoying it. I've been cruising. Like I said, I'm starting to feel the effects of less food now. It's amazing how my weight has continued to decrease, but my macros have stayed the same. Cardio has stayed relatively consistent. I do 4 days back to back to back to back every week, the same days. Steps vary, obviously. I try to hit around 12,000. I usually hit around 11, sometimes 13. Everything's kind of firing correctly. I'm still decreasing in weight, so I don't know what's going on. I know my sleep has been better, so, those small variables, they start to add up. On a scale of 1 to 10, how close am I to achieving my desired intensity? I'm going to give myself a 6.5 out of 10 for this, just because with it having to adjust to the timing of my training, there has been some points where I've been at a different gym than I would have preferred for my session, and having to adjust on the fly to make sure I'm hitting the intensity correctly can be a challenge, not in the sense that I can't do it, but it takes a little bit more time to figure out, so maybe an extra set or two, which will fatigue me a little bit more. So by the time I'm trying to hit my working sets at the right intensity, I might be a little bit too fatigued and not be able to hit them. Just small things like that tweak how the sessions go. But I'm going to say it's a good 6.5, just because things have been moving well. I've still been maintaining my strength, if not superseding reps or weight or whatever. So yeah, it's a good 6.5, but there's definitely some improvement that with a very fixed routine could really optimize it. Any highlights? I'm gonna say pull-ups. I have really enjoyed doing pull-ups. They hurt like hell, but they feel really good. I really like how those have been going. We're doing like a more narrow grip for them. It's more neutral grip, and I like that as well. Not that I dislike the wide grip. I just kind of prefer the closer grip because I feel a greater stretch across my whole body. Just because when you're in that fully locked out position, your arms are completely straight. It's like an ungodly stretch in the best way. What was the hardest mental barrier pertaining to training this week? The hardest mental barrier for training this week was... I actually have to think about this. The hardest mental barrier this week so far has just been scheduling. Just how am I managing my time in a way that I can get my training session in without it being compromised in any way. So time management has always been a problem for me. It's something that I'm consistently trying to improve. But if I'm not managing my time, my ability and motivation to get things done fully comes down to discipline, and it's something that I truly need to work on. So I think that's been the hardest thing, is just like making a schedule that works. How's my sleep? So sleep has generally been on the ups. It's been on a positive tick. There's like 1 or 2 days where I was on like 5-6 hours sleep, but for the most part it's been 7 to 8 hours, more in the 8 range, which has been really good. I feel more rested, which is definitely a plus, but still going to try and improve it. Is there anything outside of fitness stuck on my mind? Now that things have kind of smoothed out in terms of like emergency hospital visits, I'm starting to think about like my work and how I can make my income better and how I can use my work to improve my income or improve my credentials, or anything that's going to progress me career-wise. And I'm trying to get back into like more personal training style stuff because I am certified as a trainer. I am certified as a nutrition coach, but I haven't really utilized either of those certifications at my job where I can do that. So I'm trying to get back into the swing of that and making sure all of my templates that I want to use for clients are updated and look the way that I want them to. So that's been kind of my extracurricular work that I've been doing while I'm there, and I like in between cleaning or doing a class or anything. So that's been something. And then acting, now that I have a little bit more time, getting back into that. I did get cast for an episodic show, which is an anthology series, so it's a one-off story for that episode, and that'll be on Tubi, which is pretty awesome. So I'm excited about that. That's going to film next week. We'll get that done in one day. It'll be super fun. Is there anything I can do to keep me on track for next week? Desperately need to go grocery shopping, but my fiance and I both know that, so we're definitely going to get that done Friday. So that's going to be the big thing because we are running low on things, but it's forcing us to eat all of our food, which is good. So yeah, grocery shopping is the big one. Keeping sleep on track, and then making a game plan for what my training is going to look like on a week-to-week basis is probably the other main thing, just because doing it on the fly has not served me very well. So making sure that that's optimized, especially when I get into my highest intensity days, is going to be super important. How do I feel about my body? Feel pretty good about my body. I'm discovering new veins. I'm seeing new lines. And I cannot complain. There's been some days where I've been like feeling like the soft of my belly, just because the skin's not really tight there, and the skin on most of my body is not really tight, and that comes down to my discipline when it comes to nutrition for the most part, because the cardio's there, the working effort is there, so it's nutrition now. So it's those 5 to 10 grams over that I'm doing. There's small variables there, and those are the things that are going to add up. And it's minutia lifestyle-wise, but for like tightening up my physique and making it look as optimal as possible. Those are the things, the extra steps that I need to take to make sure that my skin is tightening up and I'm getting super lean. Be grateful. There's nothing else to be said. I'm glad that I'm getting back into kind of the extracurricular part of my job since that's all settled, making sure that me as an individual business in terms of personal training and coaching is looking good. I'm really happy that I have the opportunity to do that at my job and not as a separate thing. It's all combined in one, which is super nice, and I'm very lucky that I'm in that position, but I just need to utilize it better because it's there and I just have it, and I don't want to take that for granted. What's the vision? The vision is to keep doing this. I'm enjoying it, I'm having fun, and we're so many weeks in, which is super cool. I've stopped caring so much about the deadline of like a date. As long as it's within the 7 days from the last one, I think I'm happy with uploading it then. Versus like I was uploading on just Fridays, then just Saturdays, then Mondays. You know, life's gonna happen. So while the discipline of doing it on the same day every week would be pretty awesome, I have to also account for that because things in my life are changing on a week-by-week basis. So, yeah, ideally, once I get to 52 weeks, I'm going to be able to compile this. If it takes more than 52 weeks, then it takes more than 52 weeks. But I want it to be a calendar year numerically. So my uploads will say 52 weeks of this. So that would be pretty sweet. Then we'll see if I even continue it after. But at this rate, I'm going to keep going. So, yeah, I'm an average lifter. I'll see you next week.